been here before. In the fall.
How did you get this job? Like, it's not usually for actors to jump to the games, not only voice-wise, but giving their own faces to the characters.
Well, I got offered the job, and that was wonderful because I'd never done anything like it. But actually, I think it's something that I would have wanted to do anyway at that point. I mean, when did I start? Is it 2 years ago? I can't remember when it's been a long time since I filmed this and recorded it. But at that point, I remember wanting to do something to do with motion capture. And I'd always been a huge fan of Andy Serkis, for instance, and Planet of the Apes, and physical theatre and moving your body. And and then the gift of Faruna and playing a character that really resonates with me.
How did it change? Because you're on a show that uses CGI, right? So you know that most of the things you have to imagine what your character is doing. But here you're going to an empty space, as I understand from some other actors that were in such projects, and you don't know anything that is happening because it's all created in computer. So how is it to come to that empty void and like jump, crow?
Do you know what? It's like being a kid again. And I had the best time. It's probably been just one of my favourite jobs. One of my favourite jobs because it is, there's a huge space called the volume, which in itself is magical. And you step inside and you have such freedom and it feels so safe. Like ego is not allowed in that volume. At least it wasn't with us. And we just got to create and play and imagine, like really imagine without any obstacle.
So what was the hardest part in this job?
You're a kid, but then you have the pressure of like meeting this job and all its complexities and difficulties. So it was a challenge because I'd never done that before. And when I'm working on film sets, well, I haven't had much experience, but with The Witcher, which is a series that I'm in, they're incredible. They're done for you. Everything, you step into a set and the world's created, and you just don't have that. So you have to really rely on yourself and trust your instinct. And sometimes you depending on how you're feeling that day, you believe the world a little bit less than the next day.
So when you record everything and then they show you how it looks like on the screen, how was it when you saw your character moving, jumping, and you see the resemblance, the face, the voice, but it's not you anymore because you can actually move this person how you please.
Yeah. I don't know, the way you said that then just made me go, whoa. I haven't played the game yet, but seeing myself on the trailer it's very surreal because it's me. It really is. It's modelled of me in it feels really real. I'm sure when I play the game, I'll find it really confusing.
I was asking that because usually when I'm talking to soccer players and they're playing FC with themselves, with their characters, building the whole thing, they're saying like, it's surreal, like I'm playing with my own character on the screen.
Who gets to do that?
Exactly.
Me now. I can't believe it. I'm definitely a lot cooler now than I was before this game.
You are a gamer? Do you play, or it's something that was next to you and you never were interested in that, but with this subject you have to try?
I picked up games when I got my part in The Witcher. I got into video games, or the world of it anyway, because it was a video game.
You break my heart right now. It's books, you know that.
Yeah, it's books first, but then it's known for it's known for being a video game. So yeah, I started then really. My interest started then. Before that, it was like Mario Kart.
So after The Witcher, now this, do you see yourself also in this video game world, or it was only a chapter that you want to try because you get the offer, or you want to stay here longer?
I'd love to stay here longer, yeah, because I had such fun and it's a really intimate process because there's a lot of myself in this character, and yeah, I'd love to stay in the world. I'd love to.
And from the work point of view, I'm curious, how does it work? Like, do you receive a script? There is a director telling you the story and what's happening right now, or it's only like directions, what we have to shoot today?
It was very much like theatre, and I think that's why I was trained in theatre, so I feel like that really helped with the preparation for this role and the process. Damien directed this piece, and he was amazing. He's the best directing experience I've had. He understood the character so well, was so prepared, and really made me feel safe in the space. Yeah, he directed me like he would direct me in a play, and he was always focused on the truth of a scene.
And I'm curious because you guys are filming right now, as I understand. I think the last episode, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And how's the transition with all the changes and new characters and Liam is stepping up? How was it for you guys? Is it starting a new chapter, or is it the same journey only with some different friends along the way?
I think everyone knows the route we're heading in with The Witcher because the books, we have the books. So, we're staying true to that. But having Liam on board has, it's a whole new energy as The Witcher, and it's been so wonderful to kind of see what he's done with the character and where he's taken Geralt.
What is next door for you? Because The Witcher is the one part, the game is the second, but you're an actor, so you have to juggle all the different projects at the same time. So I'm curious, what's next door for you?
I don't know. All my options are open. I'm so I want to keep being open. So I can do it all. I can try it all.
Any desires?
Desires. I mean, I really would love to do more mocap. I love working with my body. That's where most of my feeling comes from first when it comes to approaching a new character. So I'd love to do some more of that.
Yeah, but what is more interesting for you, like motion capture or the practical changes? Like in the first season of Witcher, when your character was in the beginning a little bit different, and it was all practical, not CGI. So I'm curious, what is more interesting for you? What is more desire for you?
Well, actually, it wasn't that different the way I approached my character in The Witcher to Haruna, because yes, Yennefer goes through a huge transformation, but Haruna does too, and it is very physical. I really had to, and having an all-in-one on allowed me to move my body in the space a lot more than I would in a costume with a camera here, because it was a whole space that I could live, and it was nice to not feel inhibited in my body as much as I do on film, when really I should be using my body as much in the video gaming world as I do on camera, and that's taught me a lot. So I want to take that into my work.
But what we see in the video is 100% you. So all the jumps or the crawling or the falling out is you, or there is a stunt double for this job as well?
No, it's me. Yeah, I also had an understudy, Phoebe Marshall, who is a good friend of mine, who helped me out and did some amazing work on this this game, this character.
This has to be exhausting, like to crawl all the time that they get all the moves right.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I didn't do any of the like backflips or I maybe did a roly poly. I don't know. I can't remember. I like jumped off stuff, and I think I might have done the beginning of moves and the end of moves. But I think to get some of the height and the flips, I wouldn't have been anything.
This game we received this 3 hours demo to see how it is, and it looks very good. And that's why I was curious how many of those moves of your character did you have to repeat? Because I remember when I was talking to the guys from Call of Duty, and they were saying like there was this point when we had to jump on the bin, hide under the bin, you know, like.
Well, yeah, you do have to repeat. You do takes like you would on a film set. So you do have to repeat those movements. So, you know, we had to, what did we climb? We climbed, I was climbing a mountain with one of the characters, and we were on, it was just these two blue soft blocks, but really tall. And like, oh no, there was, oh gosh, it's all coming back to me. I did do a lot. My gosh, yeah, it looks a climbing frame. It's a climbing frame that you just had to imagine was a truck or a mountain, or the top of a mountain even, and then you got to imagine the wind or. Well, I want to go back to it now. I'm excited.